Hello students, I am Snehali Topiwala. In last video we have seen about chapter 7 about the Gupta age, economic condition, religious status, who were the king and etc. Now today we will see about their cultural condition. What was their cultural condition? Okay, the Gupta age was culturally golden age of India. Many new languages developed during this age. Kalidas, Skand Swami, Hari Swami and Rani Vijaya and Aryasur were important literatures. Among all of them, Kalidas was the best. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. Now their cultural condition was like they were known as golden age of that time, right? The many languages were developed in that age. Kalidas, Kandaswami, Hariswami, Rani Vijaya, Aryasur were their main literatures. They were having this facilities in their court, and among them Kalidas was the best. He was called as Shakespeare's of India also. Taking stories of Indian epics, he wrote epics like Abhigyan, Shakuntalam, Raghuvansham and Meghdutam. तो ही ऑल्सो रोट इंडियन एपिक्स के अलावा उसने दूसरे एपिक्स भी लिखे थे. स्टोरीज ऑल्सो ही हैज़ रिटन लाइक अभिज्ञान, शकुंतलम, रघुवंशम एंड मेघदूतम. Gupta age was era of temple architecture. Gop in Gujarat, Parvati temple of Nachna Kothar and temple of Jhansi are the first brick temples of India. So it was the period of temples also. They have architect temples also in that period. So these three temples were the first brick temple of India जो ईंट से बनाई थी. Gupta age marks the beginning of the temple architecture. The idols of Durga, Buddha, Krishna and Shiv were made in large number. So which god they worshipped in this temple? So they were Durga, Buddha, Krishna and Shiv Bhagwan. Now we'll see the condition of science during Gupta age. What was their condition? Science condition. The Aryabhatta and Mihir were among the greatest scientists of this period. Aryabhatta discovered zero and decimal system. We all know these two scientists were the greatest scientists, and Aryabhatta has discovered zero and decimal point system. Varmihir wrote an important text named Brihad Shanhita, which was related with astronomy, and Varmihir wrote related to astronomy. Vakbhat wrote a great text on Ayurveda named Ashtangri Grirdai Shanti Shanhita. So Vagmitra wrote on Ayurveda. During this time, medicine developed for human as well as animals. Even medicines were also discovered for elephant and horse. So medicinal was there for both the living things like humans also and animals also, and medicines were discovered for especially for elephant and horse also. Chemistry was also developed. Its best example is iron pillar of Mehrauli near Delhi, which is not corroded even today also. So we have seen about Mehrauli pillar, which is there in Delhi. Till now it has not eradicated or not corroded. मतलब कि rust भी नहीं लगा है, as well as nothing has happened to that pillar. So this was all about Gupta age emperor and what all things they did in their Gupta age. Now we will see about Emperor Harshvardhan. Emperor Harshvardhan. After Gupta age, the kingdom of Harshvardhan is considered as one of the important states of ancient India. He belonged to Pushyabhuti clan of Thaneshwar. Rajyavardhana and Harshvardhana were son of Prabhakar Vardhana, while his daughter was Rajeshri, who was married to king of Kannauj, Dhruvarman. God King Shashank and king of Malwa kidnapped Rajeshri and attacked on the kingdom, which created a major crisis. Rajyavardhana died while trying to save Rajesh. Now, about Harshvardhana, you will study in detail in 7th standard, but some of the information is given related to it. Now, Harshvardhan was the greatest, one of the important emperor of that state after Gupta age. He belonged to Pushyati clan Thaneshwar, and they were two brothers, Rajyavardhana and Harshvardhana. They were the son of Prabhakar Vardhana, and they were having a sister also. Her name was Rajyashri. She was married to Kannauj king, and King God and Malwa, king of Malwa. They both kidnapped Rajyashri and attacked on their empire. So at that time there was a great issue among these two. And while saving his sister Rajeshri, Rajyavardhana means Harshvardhana ka bada bhai, he was died. In such an emergency situation, Emperor Harsh ascended the throne in 606 AD. He saved Rajeshri. Not only this, he started his proper rule in both the state Kannauj and Thaneshwar. So as Rajyavardhana died, obviously the duty of handling the kingdom was on Harshvardhana. So he ascended the throne, and he also saved his sister Rajeshri, and he also conquered. He took away the Kannauj also and Thaneshwar. So he was ruling both the states. Harshvardhana was the last great emperor of ancient India. He spread his empire in Magad, Odisha, Saraswat, God, Maithili. In contemporary states, Maitrik king Dhrusen was his son-in-law. Pulkeshi too was the most powerful ruler in the south. In the battle of Narmada between Harshvardhan and Pulkeshi, Harshvardhan was defeated. Harshvardhan was regarded as the powerful king in the north of Narmada. Now, Harshvardhan was considered, as I told you, was the powerful king, as well as he was the last king of ancient India also. He has spread his empire in many states, Magad, Odisha, Saraswat, God, Maithili. And his son-in-law was Maitrik king Dhrusen also. Pulkeshi too was the powerful ruler of south. Harshvardhan was for north and he was for south. So they both had a battle between each other, Harshvardhan and Pulkeshi, and in that battle Harshvardhan was defeated, and Harshvardhan was regarded as the powerful king. हर्षवर्धन को नॉर्थ का पावरफुल किंग माना जाता था. Cultural contribution of Emperor Harshvardhan is very important. Great scientist traveler Hunsang came to India during this time. He stayed in his palace. Harsh was devotee of Shiv and later became a great follower of Buddhism. So what happened? Harsh was having cultural contribution also towards his kingdom, and with that we can come to know that a great Chinese traveler Hunsang traveled to India, and he stayed in his palace, Harshvardhan के palace में. Harshvardhan was devotee of Shiv Bhagwan, वो शिव भगवान को मानता था, and later on he became the follower of Buddhism को अपनाने लगा. He organized a religious conference under the presidency of Hunsang. He placed idol of Buddha on mantle of elephant and worshipped. A seminar was organized on Mahayana and Heian. So he gave great respect to this Hunsang also. He attended religious conference also. He worshipped the Buddha, idol of Buddha. He kept on elephant and worshipped it all over. And a small seminar was also organized for that thing. Emperor Harsh has had passion for literature, art and education. Great poet Banbhat was associated with this court. He had written great volumes like Harshacharitam and Kadambari in Sanskrit. Now he was also a lover of art, literature, education and all that things. Music lover also he was. So he wrote two great books, that was Harshacharitam and Kadambari in Sanskrit. Mayur Bhatt and Jaisurya were also great poets of the time of Harsha. Emperor Harsha himself also was a high-ranking literacy figure. He was having two great poets, that is Mayur Bhatt and Jaisurya. Emperor Ashoka was also a literaturer because he was a lover of it. He composed two plays, Priyadarshika and Ratnavali. Harshvardhan has composed two plays also. Along with it, he also wrote a special play based on Jatak stories of Buddha named Nagananda. And he has written a story of Jatak tales also on Buddhism, which was named as Naganand. Harsh also formed friendly relation with other countries. He sent a delegation to China. Similarly, a Chinese delegation also visited India. In this way, Harsh was a high-ranking ruler, conqueror, administrator and literaturian. He donated 100 villages to sustain Nalanda Vidyapit. Now, he was having a friendly relation also with other countries. So he sent his people to China, as well as China people came here to visit his kingdom also. And in this way he was considered as a high ranking ruler in all the form, that is in art, literature, emperor, conqueror, anything. And he also donated 100 villages to sustain Nalanda Vidyapit also. This all you will study about him in detail in 7th standard. There is a long story related to Harshvardhana. So I hope you have understood till here. Now next is about, we will see for Pulkeshi II. Who was Pulkeshi II? Pulkeshi II. Among the contemporary kings of Emperor Harsh time, Pulkeshi II was the most powerful Cholukyan king. He took the power from Rashtrakutas in Maharashtra and established a state. Pulkeshi II ruled for almost 40 years. He even defeated Emperor Harsh. He was a great winner. After defeating Kadam gangs of Maheshwar, Mauryas of Konkan, he received the title of Lord of the South. He also defeated Lat, Malwa and Gurjars. He was the ruler of all regions of Karnataka, Maharashtra and Konkan. So who was Pulkeshi II? The Pulkeshi II was a contemporary king of Harsh. उसका opposite king था. Defeated means enemy king. Pulkeshi II was also the powerful. He ruled in south and he was powerful king of Cholukyan king. He took the power from, उसको ये सारी powers कहाँ से मिली थी? तो Rashtrakutas in Maharashtra, and he established his state over there also. He ruled for how many years? 40 years. He defeated emperor, जो powerful king था हर्ष emperor, उसको भी उसने हरा दिया था. He was a great winner. After defeating हर्ष को हराने के बाद उसने बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टेट्स को कॉन्कर कर लिया और उसको एक टाइटल भी मिला था, दैट वाज लॉर्ड ऑफ द साउथ. He also defeated Lat, Malwa and Gurjars, or in this way he started ruling all over the regions of Karnataka, Maharashtra and Konkan. Just like Harsh, he had also developed relation with other countries. He had sent one of his ambassador to Iran's emperor Khusro II, who was his friend. Like Harshvardhan, he was also having friendly relation with other countries, and he has also sent one of his ambassador to Iran, who was his friend Khusro II. वहाँ पे उसको भेजा था. About other states, the other states. At this time, other state included Pallavas of Kanchi, Gurjars, Pratihars of Rajasthan, Maitraks of Vallabhi, Gujars in South Gujarat, Karkoto of Kashmir, etc. Pallavas of Kanchi had become famous for their architecture and art. They built many temples of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh by cutting rocks. Pallavas, who built chariot temple on seashore, have increased India's cultural prosperity. Kailasnath temple, built in Kanchipuram, can be considered as the best temple of that time. So other state, how were the other state? Other state means what? Where this all emperor were carried out. So like Pallavas of Kanchi, Gujars, Pratiharas of Rajasthan, Maitraks of Vallabhi, Gujars in South Gujarat, Karkota of Kashmir, etc. And among them, Pallavas of Kanchi had become famous for their art and literature. They were having that talent of art and literature. So they built temples of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh by cutting the rocks. Rocks को कट करके उन्होंने इन तीन भगवान के टेम्पल बनाए थे. Pallavas who built chariot temple on seashore, टेम्पल बनाया था जो शीशोर पे था, हैव इंक्रीज्ड इंडियाज कल्चरल प्रॉस्पेरिटी. एंड कैलाशनाथ टेम्पल बिल्ड इन कांचीपुरम वॉज ऑल्सो देयर बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल. सो दे वर कंसिडर्ड वेरी गुड एट आर्ट एंड लिटरेचर. तो आई होप Pulkeshi II also you will study in detail in 7th standard. But now for the basic information you have got about Pulkeshi II as well as for Harshvardhan. So I hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you.